Okay, thank you all for attending. Getting started today. We're going to be talking about building generational wealth. So, to start off, who am I? My name is Troy White. I'm a portfolio manager, financial educator, and financial advisor with the firm Hoodoo Financial. Hoodoo Financial is a registered investment advisory that we focus primarily on the underserved markets, meaning individuals who are not uh, currently investors or are somewhat novice investors. However, yeah, those who are clients we have that are experienced investors, we help them get to that next level. And what we focus on is our motto is to learn, plan, and invest. That is so that you learn, meaning you become financially literate. Plan, we make financial plans, and invest. That's the taking the action to actually do something about it to improve your situation by actually investing. And the way we invest is through portfolio investing. And maybe I'll explain more about that um, towards the end. All right, let's dive in. So, what I'll do is actually share my screen and so that you can view the PowerPoint. And I know you may want to watch me, but as I talk, but the PowerPoint probably looks better. And I'll share that now. And how do I share? Press these buttons. Okay, here we go. So what we're talking about is, as I said, building generational wealth. And my name is Troy White. The firm is Hoodoo Finance. And to advance this slide, I'll do that. Okay, so first off, what is generational wealth? Well, generational wealth is the accumulation of assets, is what wealth is. And generational means that wealth that encompasses all financial assets, such as property, investments, money, anything that has a monetary value that you have the ability to pass down to your next generation. And what I want to emphasize is intangibles like financial education, your financial values, your habits, they're equally as important to building generational wealth. So they're an equal part of the equation. The intangibles, literally equally a part of the equation. And that's why I mentioned the financial literacy and the financial planning aspect is as important as the action of investing. And moving forward, how can you build family wealth? Well, it really it really boils down to some simple nuggets that you can take away. Here are five. For one, invest in your child's education because raising financially literate adults is important if you want to build lasting wealth. You can't pass wealth to the next generation and 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 intend for that to be built upon for generations to follow if you didn't train your child to become financially literate and and in a way that they're going to be able to pass that down to theirs as well. So we have to set up a system that's going to instill financial literacy for generations to come. And you need to invest in financial markets, and there are multiple investment asset types, asset classes within the financial markets. We'll talk about that as well. But primarily, what I'm talking about is stock funds, mutual funds, ETFs, cryptocurrencies, those type of things. But then you're going to have to invest in real estate as well. It's an important part of generational wealth building, part of wealth building, in general. And then you're going to have to create some sort of a business. You want to keep this machine rolling. I often say generational wealth is about building a machine that's printing money. And that machine consists of these three components: the financial markets, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And also to build family wealth, you're going to need to take advantage of life insurance. Life insurance is a way to protect your assets and protect the successes that you have made. And it can, in fact, yeah, duplicate, expand upon your financial success. But it's very important when it comes to generational wealth building, leaving wealth to the next generation. Okay, so generational wealth building, there's a blueprint to it. I talked about it just now, but I want to succinctly say it and have it a visual representation for you to follow. So step one, you must learn, plan, and invest. And I mentioned that become financially literate, create a financial plan. He who fails to plan plans to fail. So we must have a financial plan, and then we must take action. That's actually investing, following the plan. The plan will have an investment strategy built into it, and you're going to take action by just following the plan. And what is that plan? What is that action? That action is investing in the stock market. I called it financial markets earlier. Well, let's just simplify it and call it stock market. And then investing in real estate. You're going to need a stock market portfolio, a portfolio of stocks, not just a stock here or a stock there. You're going to need a portfolio of real estate. And there are different ways to invest in real estate, and there are different real estate asset classes and asset types, different reasons why we invest in different types of real estate. So you're going to need a portfolio of real estate assets. And then you're going to need to engage in entrepreneurship. It's a must. We need a way to continue to print money, and that's through a business of some sort, a family business. And of course, I mentioned you're going to need life insurance. And to put this all together in a package that can be passed down is estate planning. You must plan for your estate to be passed to your heirs. If you do not, the government has a plan. That plan is grab it, tax it, and anything left over, your family members can fight over the crumbs. And that is the way it goes. So if you don't plan for your money to continue to work after you're gone, the government will put it to work for themselves, for the politicians. Okay? And so, okay, I have a different slide coming up next. But, okay. So, it starts with a plan. I mentioned the financial education aspect. Being financially literate is important, but you must have a family financial plan. Family financial planning is basically the same as any financial planning. However, you're incorporating this with multiple individuals in mind. And so the financial planning is a cycle. It goes in a cycle that starts with understanding what your current net worth is. So to arrive at that, you must subtract the debits from the credits. So all your liabilities you subtract from your assets. And so it's just a simple calculation, that tells you what your current net worth is. And why do we need to know that? We need to know where you're starting from. The plan is about identifying where you are now, identifying where you're trying to go, and devising a strategy to get there. So we have to know where you're at, because your goals is the second step, and the goals are where we're trying to go. So if we don't, and so we have to identify those. Most people don't have goals. They have, thoughts of what they would like. I would like to do this, or I would like to do that, but you have no plan for it. And so those goals are very haphazard, and they're not realistic, and they're not real. They're wishes. But we want to turn our wishes into reality. Then we're going to write them out as a goal. And your goals, we have to create a time horizon for those goals, because some of those goals are short term, some are medium term, and some are long term. We don't achieve them all at one time. And it's not like you're going to just strike it rich with a pot of gold and everything is good after that. No, Here in the real world, you have to set your goals and we start achieving those goals. And then we have to identify, well, how much money do I need to achieve the goal? And that's like identifying how much does it cost to be you and to achieve the dreams and goals that you have. There's a dollar figure attached. And all these things are unique to the individual. No two people are alike. When we're talking about generational wealth building, we have to incorporate the goals of our immediate family members and the loved ones, that you're including in this financial plan. And usually that's yourself, your kids, and your parents. Those are who you need to consider because those are the other people who their livelihood impacts yours. And so, and that's for good and for bad. So that leads us to the risk profile is the fourth step. So how much risk can you take? And that's impacted by, how many kids do you have? How old are your parents? Are you going to need to take care of them? Are you going to need to take care of your kids? Are they going to be able to help you in later on down the road? So all of these factors um, come into play. And from there, we're going to devise a strategy that takes into account how much risk you can take, how much money you need, what your goals are, what the time horizon of those goals, and what is your starting point. And then that helps us in your strategy identify where you're going to invest. And as I mentioned, we're investing in stock market, in real estate, in entrepreneurship. Well, that's why. That's what it's all about. Is we need to devise that strategy. We need to know all these things. So this is the aspect of financial planning. This is really the heavy lifting. This is the day-to-day stuff. Like if you're trying to build, your muscles or get in shape. It's the drudgery of the day-to-day working out that is the real work, right? And that's somewhat what I call this financial planning and the financial literacy. And those two components advise us and inform us on how we need to invest and what we need to invest in. And then it's the consistency of investing. And I mentioned financial planning as a cycle because we achieve goals. So what happens when you achieve a goal? Then you need to reevaluate your plan because some of the money that you were investing to achieve that goal, well, you don't need to do that no more. So we're going to double up on we've achieved our short-term goals. Now we got to achieve our medium term. We achieve our medium term and we double down on our long-term goals. And we have to constantly reevaluate, constantly make adjustments, and constantly monitor our progress. And that's what financial planning is really all about. And so the financial planning, as I mentioned, informs us on the investments that we're going to take part in. And the investments, you're going to require us to have multiple investment accounts. And that means we're going to need individual investment accounts. You're going to need a 401k if you're a W-2 employee. You definitely need to participate in a 401k as at your job. But there are other retirement accounts that you need in addition to that, like a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA. But then you're going to need, we mentioned, real estate investing and some cryptocurrencies. And alternative investments require self-directed IRA accounts. IRAs are individual retirement accounts, and self-directed IRAs allow you to invest in alternative assets within your retirement account. Alternative just means something other than stocks and bonds and mutual funds, because most advisors don't know how to advise you on some of these areas, some of these alternatives. And so, but you do need these account types. And so you also need custodial accounts. Custodial accounts, uniform gifts to minors account, uniform trust to minors accounts. These are accounts for your kids. We generational wealth building. This means our goal is to create, let's call them generational millionaires, right? We want to build, whatever the number is, we want to build wealth for our next generation. So those custodial accounts are a must have. Also, we talked about your entrepreneurial activities. What you're going to need, your business is an entity that will be making money. That money cannot just sit there and look good. It will be getting chewed up by inflation. So you're going to need business investment accounts as well. And as a generational wealth, can be multiple family members. You're going to need to pool resources for some common investment goals. That's going to be investment club accounts. And we could go on. There are other other account types that are going to be important, but these are the primary accounts that you're going to need to access. So I mentioned you're going to be needing to build stock market portfolios, real estate portfolios, and some form of entrepreneurship. And and taking it a step further, it would be great if you had a portfolio of businesses that generate income for you. You don't have to run those businesses. You may be an investor in multiple businesses. So this, and you're saying to yourself now, well, I don't even have the money. How am I going to do that? Well, that's a part of our goal. That's part of our financial plan. And again, everyone's different, but it all boils down to consistency and being consistent at what? At the things I've been talking about, being financially literate. Have to consistently engage in a program of financial literacy. You have to consistently be engaged in financial planning. Like, remember, I said financial planning is a cycle. It goes in a circle. You're constantly improving on your financial plan. And online investing. I mean, the modern world requires us to do these things online, or I would say gives us the luxury of doing it online, but that gives you the ability to do more. You have more access. You have access to more tools than were available in the past, and I'll even say in the recent past. You have access to the tools, the technology, and the accounts and the investment types, just as a common regular citizen. Not starting from wealth. You used to not be able to access these things. Well, now you can. And and real estate assets consistently following the strategy, the proven, uh, simple methods that will allow you to acquire real estate and specifically investment real estate, and consistently being an entrepreneur, involved in business activity of some sort. And I coach and advise my clients on all of these areas. And I love it when folks think they don't have the ability to be a real estate investor because they say everyone is going to say I don't have any money, and that's part of the plan. We're going to put the plan together, but I need to educate you on how we're going to do that as we're building the plan and as we're actively investing. It all works together. Same with the business activity. I come across a lot of clients that the goal is, yeah, I wish I had a business or I would like to have a business, but they have no idea how you get this off the ground. How do you start? And so there's a will, there's a where, there's a will, there's a way, and I am one of those people who can help you with that. So this is how you build an investment portfolio. You become financially literate, build a financial plan, you invest online, and we're going to invest in these three areas: the financial markets, real estate, and entrepreneurship. And so there's some activities that I recommend you do to build these portfolios. You're going to be portfolio investing according to your financial plan. Portfolio investing is different from investing in a stock here and there. Instead of picking a stock, one at a time, we come up with a portfolio of assets, meaning a portfolio of stock. So we will judge your situation based on your financial plan and determine maybe there's 30, maybe even 100 stocks that we're going to create a portfolio for you. And of these 100 stocks, every month we're going to dollar cost average into these stocks, meaning we're going to invest whatever you have to invest into them. whether it be that $100 or $1,000 a month. That 100 or that 1,000 is going to buy you a fractional share of all of those stocks that are in your portfolio. So we're going to we're going to start off right. We're not going to slowly, wander through the investment world until we get it right. We're going to get it right from the get-go and invest your dollars that way. And we're going to, and this is called risk-based investing that we're engaging in, because we're investing according to your risk. We built a portfolio according to the type of risk profile you have. And we understand that based on the financial plan. And we're going to engage with self-directed investment strategies as well. That means in your retirement account, we want to take some additional risk because we want that additional reward. So things like cryptocurrencies or putting real estate in your retirement account. These are the alternative asset classes that I've been mentioning, and those go into your self-directed investment accounts. And we need rental income. We need that because we want your money and your assets out there working for you, and because we need that asset appreciation that's going to work in your favor. And we want the rental income to pay for the property. And as the tenants pay for the property, your property appreciates in value because of natural appreciation of real estate in America, and the principal pay down is buying more of the property for you, and that's through the use of leverage. Leverage is just getting a loan, borrowing the money to buy the asset, to control the asset. And BRRRR is a strategy that I recommend for most for individuals who are trying to build generational wealth, especially those who say, "Yeah, I understand that you're telling me I need to invest in real estate, but I don't know how to be a real estate investor." Well, we're going to use the BRRRR method. That's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. That's what that stands for. And we're going to do that strategy over and over, and hopefully, and just engaging in that process, my goal for you would be to acquire 40 units of real estate, and that's 40 doors that are paying you rent, and we want to get approximately $200 per door to begin with. So in retirement, so let's continue. And that was a decent little break, but I'm going to share my screen again, and we'll jump back into where we left off. Okay, so hopefully we're going to engage in some sort of family business. So like I mentioned, we want to use the skills, experience, and knowledge of your various family members and yourself to build a family business. You might have a good chef in the family, you start a restaurant. You might have you know, um, contractor in the family, or good construction, people. So you start a contractor business, contracting. Um, you know, building kitchens or something, cabinet maker. there's talents and skills in each of us, in each person within your family. We just not need to pull that out and find a way to utilize those skills and talents and put it with and mix it up with your entrepreneurship and create a business, a way to generate revenue. And that's important. And 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 then with our investments, we must diversify. We never want to put all of our eggs in one basket, and that is true for our stock market investing, our real estate investing, and our entrepreneurship. We want to engage in as much as we can to diversify. We don't want to get hit when a recession hits. We don't want to get hit. It's going to hit us somehow, but it'll hit us over here, but not over there if we're diversified. And so that's what it's all about. It's having apples and oranges, right? And so if it freezes over here, well, I still have a way to sustain myself. I got fruits and vegetables. I got bread and meat. You know, so that's where we want to be. We know that we will be faced with obstacles and setbacks, but we want to put ourselves in a position to have something to fall back on, to never be the one who is out in the cold because we rolled the dice and put everything on one number. Cannot live that way. And that's a part of our asset allocation. Part of our investment activity is putting our monies in the right places. Um, and when I say the right places, I mean the right investment account types, because each investment account has a different tax consequence to it. That's why we need multiple accounts, and and we have risk profiles for each individual and for the family as a whole. So we need different account types, and within those accounts, we need different types of investments, and we need to be diversified within those. And so it may sound a little bit challenging or confusing, a little bit maybe, but it's not. It's just I might be introducing the concept to you right now, but the more if we were to be working together or you work with someone like me, they're going to explain it to you and it'll become more clear. You'll get the clarity and it'll become just, second nature. You will understand what I'm talking about very clearly. And so, um, what this really means in a nutshell is to build generational wealth, you're going to need to become financially literate. And the benefits of financial literacy is, obviously, knowledge is power. It improves your financial psychology and your investor behavior. Those two things right there is really what we're trying to get to with your financial literacy, because improving your psychology will improve your behavior. And your behavior is about the action. So most people don't invest because they don't know what's going on and they have that fear. That fear leads to paralysis. That means you don't do nothing. When people don't understand, they do nothing. So you may be doing nothing right now. We need to change that behavior into doing something. But I know we can't get you to do something if you don't feel comfortable about it. So that's what financial literacy is all about. Improves your risk tolerance. And if we improve your risk tolerance, we can improve the options that you have to invest in. If we can improve the options that you have to invest in, that's going to improve the potential for return because you can invest in more things, more alternatives. So if you're financially illiterate, understand your children will definitely be financially illiterate. There's no way for them to become financially literate without you also being there, because you are the guide, you are the leader, and they follow you. They're not going to just go read the financial book. They need to hear you talking about these things. And so understand, wealth goes where it's invited and it stays where it's welcome. So you need to invite wealth. And how do you invite wealth? By becoming financially literate and having a financial plan. And then how does the money become welcome? The wealth become welcome to stay there with you. Well, through your actions, your investor behavior. You have to actively, constantly, consistently put your resources to work. And that's how you get wealth to come to you and stay with you. And also, we need to create your personal financial plan. And the benefits there is going to evaluate your financial health. We're going to manage for unplanned expenses, and your ability to retire is relies totally on your current financial plan. We have to map in your retirement and the way you want to retire. Retiring comfortable, it means something different to everyone, but if you don't have a plan to retire comfortable, you will retire in a very uncomfortable way. And you can't do anything about it at that point because you will be too old and to physically do it, and you won't be have the stamina mentally to engage and embark on another journey of at such a late stage in your life. And just fundamentally, that's not even retirement, right? Trying to build wealth once you retire, that is not retirement. And a financial plan helps you to develop the investment strategy. And without the strategy, we're just going in circles. And the financial plan is what identifies your path to prosperity. And if you don't have a plan, he who fails to plan plans to fail. That's just the reality of it. And you need to build your investment portfolio. I mentioned that portfolio investing requires minimal security analysis, but provides risk diversification and reduction. What does that mean? You don't have to do a whole bunch of constant analysis. We just need to set it and forget it. I mean, it's never that simple, but in theory, that's what we're doing. Even if we were to set it and forget it, you're going to build wealth that way. I can bet you that. That's through something called dollar cost averaging, and it prepares you financially for the milestones of your life. And it's an easy way to build wealth. Is building your investment portfolio, and usually you're going to have to engage with a professional somehow to get to that point of building and preserving family wealth. And so, I'm here to help. I mean, primarily that's what I'm here talking to you about today. I wanted to mention some programs that we have, and but how do you manage it all? Legacy investing is what we call building the generational wealth, and it establishes the financial needs and goals of the family, and it helps you estimate the return needed on your investments to grow capital enough to cover the needs for the goals. Clarifies what is your family trying to do, what are the values of your family, what are principles, and what's the desires investment risk profile mean. Meaning, we need, the only way we're going to get these things is through the financial planning, but we we're going to build long-term family wealth strategy. This is how you manage the wealth, and you have to select key participants and the key beneficiaries of this process. Key participants, those who's starting it off, who's going to participate and roll up their sleeves, become financially educated, and help devise the plan and take the action, invest some dollars, and then who's going to benefit, meaning who are you passing this on to? So all those things are involved. And that's what legacy investing is all about. Legacy investing we have a program to help novice investors up to advanced investors through this program. And and what it consists of is the ability for you to learn, plan, and invest. And the program, here's what you do if we were to work together and you took part in this program. You're going to receive a 5-part financial literacy course. This is all delivered through email and online. You're going to receive ongoing investment coaching, training, advising, consultation, and mentorship. You're going to engage in financial literacy that's designed to educate you, inform, and lead you to action. If it's not just to get your brain filled up with knowledge, We need to educate you, inform you, and get you to do stuff that's going to improve your current circumstances. And you'll receive access to our online financial planning portal where you would have your own financial planning uh, website. And we do this for each member that's a part of your family, of your family plan. They're all, as individuals, they have to be able, they all need to be financially fit. And so we must have this, it's not a group thing. This is an individual financial planning uh, page that you would have. And I can tell you, and we can go into a deep dive on that, but that we don't have the time today. And so also we're going to develop a financial plan with ongoing reviews, monitoring, and updates. And you're going to receive online individual investment accounts for each member of your family. The family, the legacy plan is all about taking that action. So they all need an account. And so we're going to create custom portfolios and set up the bank links with monthly automated investing into those. There's no investment minimum. So we're going to set up these customized portfolios, create the monthly amount, whatever that is. You say it's $100, you say it's $50, you say it's 500 or 1,000. We're going to put that on autopilot and start investing. You're going to receive online self-directed IRA account. That's the accounts that let us invest in alternative assets. You don't need those right away. Some do, some don't. Every member of the family will not need that right away. But for those who do, we're going to open those for you as well. We're going to identify the alternative investing strategy for your self-directed account. So that means how we're going to put real estate investments within your self-directed accounts, or how are we going to put what cryptocurrencies are we going to put in there? Are there some other alternative assets that we're going to put in there? And many exist, and we're going to devise a strategy, identify which ones are important for you. All right, we're going to get your financial profile in a condition that's favorable for property lenders. Remember, we're talking about investing in real estate as well, building an real estate investment portfolio. So we got to get your profile situated to where lenders will want to give you the money for the property, because we're going to leverage these investment properties, right? And then we're going to plan and budget to achieve the ratios that's going to satisfy those underwriting guidelines. And by doing that, we're building in a workable budget for you that allows you to live within your means and build your wealth at the same time, which means you're going to be able to consistently increase the level of living standard that you have for yourself. So we're not going to constantly um, live above our means, because that is constantly living with building debt. And then I won't say much more about that. I'll just keep going. We're going to build your wealth following an individual pathway to prosperity. And you're going to learn wealth building by taking action. We're not going to just talk about it. We're going to be about it. We're going to do it. This is actual investing. And so the features of this program, basically, we have a lot of ebooks that you're going to get. We're not going to bombard you with them, but this is a ongoing relationship here. There is no time limit on this. So there are certain ebooks that come with the coursework of legacy investing, which I'll tell you there are 5 of those. But beyond that, there are more that I have for you, and that is going to be assigned or given to you individually based on what your needs are. And so these are, and it comes with course. We have multiple courses, but specifically as part of the Legacy Investors Program is courses specifically designed to educate you and inform you on the legacy building aspect. Comes with lessons and worksheets. It's a whole financial literacy curriculum. And that financial literacy curriculum is age based. So that includes financial curriculum for your children. within this program. So we have an email newsletter that is it's financial planning and investment topics. So we're pushing financial literacy too, and we have YouTube videos on our YouTube channel that has hundreds of finance and investment topics. We're going to have workshops and trainings like these specific to various areas of finance and investment, ongoing instruction, personal instruction, online coaching, and webinars. And those are usually in a group format. But when you have individual issues that you need to address, it's just a matter of clicking the button and setting an appointment. And we're going to Zoom and meet face to face over then, and and we're going to constantly give you that finance and investment advice and mentorship because again, we're learning by doing. We're not just talking about it; we're being about it. And comprehensive financial planning, you get, like I mentioned before, you get a secure financial planning portal and goals-based financial planning. We identify your goals and devise a plan to get there. And this is done with technology, number crunching through the technology. You have a private document vault that comes. You'll be surprised at how much that document vault is becomes an asset to us as we build your wealth, especially building your real estate investment portfolio. We're going to need these docs often. Financial planning and performance reporting. It's all online, secure, personal um, financial planning portal, ongoing plan and review, adjusting it, and we're going to meet and review online, phone, and email. So it's no longer, you got to get off work and rush across town to the financial planner's office for the meeting. No, we're going to meet at your convenience, yours and mine, and we're going to meet the best way that's most convenient for the both of us. If you just need to talk over the phone sometime, we might just need to text sometime. We might need to get on Zoom. We might need to Facebook Live or uh, Google Meets. So there are multiple ways for us to link up. There's no excuse for us not getting together. And then the investment accounts. This is professional wealth management, and 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 what I'm describing to you now usually requires you to have $500,000 of investable assets to work with a professional. And I am a professional, highly educated and trained professional. So you will not be getting lesser service, and I would argue you're getting premium service, premium to any firm that you can find. And you're going to get customizable asset portfolios, investment automation. We're setting you so that you can forget it. No investment minimums, I mentioned, and we're doing this with fractional shares, dollar-based investing. You say, hey, I got X amount to invest per month. That's what we invest. And we're getting fractional shares of your portfolio. And this is commission-free portfolio